Let me eat a week. This decoration, the smoldering energy
pull this guy into
forge
the
is
boss.
so fucking loud.
There's the beam of light from the sun well.
At 130k HPS? What the fuck?
What the? How are you even taking that much damage on an M0?
Pulling a bunch of
Don't worry
trash
about
bags into a boss, and then everybody got hit by the beam. The trash bag shot off right as the
Don't worry
boss
about
started
it.
beating
We're
the shit
doing
out of
great.
everybody.
Are we switching to Raid Amber for the meeting, or are we jumping in here?
They're gonna
Probably
switch.
switch.
Yeah, we can go and switch now, actually. I thought this channel numbered how many people were in it.
Just put the first 20. Fuck it.
Pull first
Oh, need that ring?
Fuck it, we ball.
Can't trade it.
Fuck it.
Damn.
Fuck it, we ball.
Where am I?
Let's see, what do we need? 25.
20. Whoa.
2, 3,
What of dimensions?
Whoa.
20.
Hello everyone, my name is Momo. I'm an alcoholic.
We know.
Hello, Momo. That's what you're supposed to say, right?
I've never been to AA.
I think you're supposed to tell a story.
That doesn't mean you're not an alcoholic just because you never been.
I mean, I had
Nah,
two
I mean-
DUIs, but I never went to a DUA.
Like when you're in one of those, like someone introduces and then everyone as a group says like, hello, whoever.
Like an AA meeting? No? My bad.
Why go to the AA when you can go to the casino and gamble?
Because there's not a group
True.
of people there.
It's easier to make friends at the AA meeting.
Yeah.
That's where we recruit for our WAP team.
That's what you recruit.
Depends which AA.
So can you gank bot lane?
No, I don't play League anymore.
Good.
He said,
See you after.
asshole.
See you after CE. See you in the Summoner's Rift after CE.
Yeah, I go back to League after CE and I'm back where I started. Just as bad as when I began my journey.
You gotta flex the skin, bro.
But slightly angrier and less happy?
There a new $500 skin for you to buy?
It's not 500. It was like 200.
Oh, what a
Big
steal!
difference. Yeah.
That's over.
Damn, Ponce.
It's
Mom, you
basically
have
half
one
off.
too. Shut up.
Mom has the
You know?
worst one.
Oh, what do you
I
mean?
don't know about that.
I have the Ari skin.
Yeah, isn't that like the faker legacy skin and shit?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Cross
it's like
beams.
one. It's
and
one
mom
of
loves
two.
faker
did it.
because he's Korean.
Faker is his waifu.
Mom wishes he was Korean.
No, I don't.
I wish I was Korean.
They have smaller
Yeah.
PP. Sorry.
Oh wait, is that true?
Yeah, but they're better at video games. So
I change my answer. I want to change my answer.
Wait, I'm Korean.
wait.
Wait just a sec. I'm Korean too.
you can't. Be
I wanted the
Korean.
food. I didn't think about the dick.
You want to
Change
eat
my
dogs
answer.
and cats?
You always think with your dick.
Yo, that's not true.
It is true.
Sometimes you have to think with your heart, Zai.
My heart says, "Listen to your penis."
Am I the only
Only
one
you
who
can make
thinks
that sound sad.
Wait, to his penis or your own?
Wait to mine. What is happening? I'm Korean and someone's talking to my dick now. I don't understand what's happening.
No, he's listening to it.
Oh, you're listening. Yeah. You have to listen to it talk. I hate it here.
Am I the only person who thinks mom kind of sounds like Savix?
I don't even know who that is.
He's a
Mom.
streamer.
You lie.
Mom, say you're gonna
What you guys
play
need is to
classic
have
television.
Gangster and Kill to talk at the same time.
say you're gonna play classic.
I'm gonna play classic.
Yeah, he doesn't sound like Savix.
Maybe 8 helium, maybe. All right, let's get started. I got a lot to cover here. I don't want to keep y'all longer than we have to, and plus I want to go over all the fights with you. So I got this kind of broken down different categories. First, I'm going to go over what we were like weekly requirements plus add-ons. Y'all already know this pretty much. We require RC Loot Cancel and Northern Sky for the add-ons. Those are required to be in our raids. We recommend Big Wigs or DBM, but you know the Blizzard default, it's fine, right? They're basically just skinning ads at this point. Add-ons, I mean to say, skinning add-ons at this point. So if you like them, I personally like them just because, like, you know, that's what I'm used to looking at. So, but it's up to you. RC Loot Cancel and Northern Sky are the two required. We do drop demisers every single week. They're due before Wednesday raid, preferably not like the hour before. Try to get them in Tuesday night, Wednesday morning if you can, please. So we can have like Wednesday, at least some hours on Wednesday to look over of like who's prowling what, and we can make loot more streamlined for the raid. Don't make me chase you down, please, please, please. It's every single week. Every single week I gotta at somebody. I gotta figure out who's doing what. Just do your thing every week, please. It's a thing every Tuesday. Mythic Pluses, everybody knows we're doing the plus 10s. We expect you to fill the 8 out of 8 vault slots every single week. No ifs, ands, or buts. We will loosen that requirement once we get further along in the season and our levels are getting up there. But for the now, we expect all 8 of 8 every single week. No excuses. Now, week 1, there's a bit of a caveat. It kind of depends. I'm not asking you to break balls week 1 if like 10s are a bitch, you know. At least get 1 or 4 if you can. But if we can like steamroll them or already get there reasonably, then we may say 8 out of 8 week 1 as well. But at least 4 out of 4 probably, because like any myth track is probably going to be a huge upgrade regardless. So week 1 we're not going to stress too much. I don't want you stressing about that. But most likely week 2 and beyond, we'll be having that requirement. We'll let you know for sure in a big at on when that is actually taking place. Please keep your gear fully enchanted. I don't think I have to say this, but I'm gonna say it anyway. So it said, keep your gear fully enchanted all times. For like the splits and stuff and the alts, rank 2s are fine. Like I know shit's like price gouged right now, so we're not asking you to break your bank on shit like you're just gonna replace anyway. So even on your mains and alts, like rank 2s or whatever is affordable for the time being, is fine. But make sure you got something in every slot at least. You know, do the best you can on making your character strong as possible going into that shit. And then once you get like the hero pieces and the myth track pieces, then we'll start looking to get those rank 3s. And plus, we got like some enchanters who are actually going pretty hard in the paint. And those rank 3s may not be that expensive for us in that regard. So we'll see how that plays out. But that's our general expectations. During the raid itself, oh, sorry, I should have mentioned this. If y'all have any questions, feel free. Wait till I pause and ask a question. I'll answer as I go through all this. It's a lot. Raid expectations, like we're actually in the raid. We do signups. I've told y'all all of this, but we do signups you're signed up for the raids by default. So that the onus is on you to kind of make sure you're always posting out when you're not going to make a raid for whatever reason. We have the planned absences channel. You can use that to let us know if you got any incoming raids. far off that you're gonna miss, so we can really plan ahead and get comps going, shit like that, you know. But whenever that time does come, that let's say you planned out a month in advance, and the time finally get to that point, make sure you're posting those signups that come out every week that you're not gonna make or gonna be late or whatever the fuck's going on. All spots, I want to stress this very much. All spots, including my own, are extremely competitive. We are drop dead serious about gaining world ranks. This guild, this team has gained hundreds of world ranks every single season since it's began, and we continue to keep going in that route. Our long-term goal is Hall of Fame, as all of you know, but our short-term goal is at least top US 200. I think we can do much better on that. We had a lot of shit held on us back last season that we still gained ranks with, so we have a good solid season. Like I don't know how low we can get, but we are dead serious about that. If you're underperforming for whatever reason, we may ask you to sit. Please never take this personally. I will. People who know me know this. I will play with you all day, every day. Even if I like personally hate you, if I think you're good enough and you'll help us win our goals, and I will sit my best friend if they're not good enough. It's about winning for me and for us. So it's never personal. If we ask you to sit, it's always business. And you'll always be like, we'll let you know those channels if you're just that. If we got, you're not healing enough, you're not doing enough damage, you're standing too many puddles, or whatever's going on. Well, it's not going to be a surprise, hopefully, if you were told that you might have to sit out. You may have to be sit for comp reasons as well. Some of these fights are weird, and that certain class stacking is just better, especially in these early weeks. We're going to see a lot of these fights pre-nerf. These things are nerfed very hard. After the Race to World first, and then they're nerfed again after Hall of Fame. So we're going to see a lot of these fights pre any nerf, and we're going to see hopefully all of them, but pre the second nerf. So these are hard fucking fights. Like Nexus King is a good example. Last season, we should have, in my opinion, killed Nexus King pre Hall of Fame nerf. We were there and we had it down, and we just choked. We should have killed it, but we saw that fight before the nerf and we saw that fight after the nerf, and healers can tell you, like, Mom, it was not the same. Like the raid fucking damage was just, it was so much easier and so much different. The health nerfs were very much felt, and that was also with us, like with an extra 3 or 6% damage buff, by the way, than the guys before us who had killed it, our target audience, so to speak. So expect these fights are going to be really tightly tuned in that aspect. So we want to do all spots, and we may ask you to sit, because maybe DKs are just blasted on some fight. We have 6 of these fucking things, so why not throw them at it, So again, it's always just business, nothing personal. I will always try to post the roster at least 24 hours before every raid, so you know exactly what to be expected. If you're going to sit, you're going to go in for which bosses. Once we get some bosses on farm, if you want anything and any boss I got you sitting for, I didn't do it for no reason. I'm just trying to do whatever gets it done for me. But if you're out for a boss that you want to be in for, I should say, let me know. DM me, post in that sign up channel. Either way, let me know what boss you want, and if you can, let me know what boss you don't care about. Try to make it like a 1-for-1 deal, so I can, because it's always like a trade thing. If I'm bringing you in, I got to sit someone else out. So I try to make that even somewhere else. I'll sit you somewhere else to put them in. So if you want a boss you're up for, let me know a boss you don't care about, or several bosses you don't care about. The easier you can make it on me, the better. But I'll accommodate everybody. I'll try to get everybody their loot as quickly as possible in that regard. Feedback channels, they'll be very active and always constructive as we get into progress. It's not about being toxic, it's about being better. Like everybody here, hopefully we're all the exact same roster when we get CE. That's my hope, that's my goal. And those channels are going to play a huge part of it. Of course, IRL stuff's going to come up between here and there for some people. We can't avoid that, but like at least performance, mechanically speaking, hopefully these channels can serve this purpose that, it's always just about getting better. Us as a group, as a team, getting better. If you had a bad night and you're standing in bad shit, you can expect me to be in your channel talking about it. I'm sorry you're mad about it, probably, but I'm not in there to try to make you more better. I'm not trying to add to the pile. I'm not trying to make you feel worse or anything about it, right? That's not my goal. If you don't want to check the channel till the next morning or whatever, whatever you got to do, but I'm only in there, or any officer's only in there, just to try to adjust the issue, talk about it. I was like, yeah, I already know, I'm doing this, and let us know if you already got a plan, and we'll just shut up and let your plan in action and see what it looks like, We just want to make the next raid better than the last. That's always our only goal.
Before you move on, I want to touch on that for a moment, because I'm going to be helping a lot in those channels. We know that not all of us are masters in every single class, and if you are playing your class at a high level and we're giving you feedback that's wrong, tell us. Right? We're going to have a surface knowledge of the class. We're going to compare it against other logs, things that we see. But that is very much like an open discussion. And like Matt said, the goal is to get better with it. So like that feedback isn't necessarily like a negative thing. It's like, hey, like I saw this from, this top player or this top guild. Is that something you can integrate, sort of thing? And if you know better than we do about something within your rotation, like obviously you're going to be much better at a class that I don't play than I am, right? So just a little bit of context with that too. Like it's an open discussion to improve together.
Hell yeah. During the raid itself, we take breaks at the top of each hour. We'll take about a 7-minute break. That's kind of been our sweet spot. We found works for our purposes, plus like giving you guys enough time, but not too much. 7-minute breaks after we get back. During prog, we may do a 5 to 10 minute VOD review. We'll do that as needed. It's not something you can expect every single time routinely, but it will most likely be a lot of the times, especially during the early prog. Maybe not so much in the early bosses, but at least midway through the tier of those bosses and beyond, you can expect it to see a lot more. And again, that's just like the feedback channels. Even though we may be calling you out in real time, again, it's not about calling you out. It's not about you. It's just about making the next pull as good as possible so that everybody's on the same page. We know exactly what to do, and all this shit is just a dance. We just all got to get on the same steps at the same time, and then we'll make it. That's all we're trying to do. Sorry, just looking through what I'm saying here. I'm skipping some of this. I already said it. Something else also I want to stress very, very much. This has been a problem we've had for several seasons. It's gotten better, I'll admit, but mechanics take priority over damage. I don't care about your parse. I'll just say it. Yeah, I don't care about your parse. I don't care. And if you're trying to parse other than kill the boss, then you're trying to impress somebody that's not me. So maybe they care about your process and you can go to that raiding team. Mechanics are what's going to kill the bosses. These first few weeks, the higher ranks we go, it's less about damage, it's about parsing. I mean, damage, of course, is important because you got windows you have to meet, of course. I'm not talking about that, but I'm talking about sacrificing mechanics in any way, shape, or form in the name of trying to greed that extra cast, that extra damage. I'm guilty of it myself as well. Not taking the soak out as far out as you should because, you want to be close to melee so you can get back in and get that damage going. Get out there to the fucking wall, take that soak, put half the circle into the wall, out of bounds, and then get back in. It sucks to have that much downtime, but hey, it is what it is. Stuff like that. Don't finish your cast. Don't greed. Do the mechanic to the best of your ability completely, and then get back there and keep pumping. That's the goal I want everybody to have. That's the priority I want in all of our heads at all time. Swap to the ads. There's a lot of ads in all these fights. Please. Now, caveat to that. I know some specs are built differently. I'm not trying to be like just, oh, fuck it. We post memes and stuff, but like everybody focus ads. I give a fuck. That's not how we do things. We want to lean into each class's and spec strengths and not so much into the weaknesses. Now, because of these damage windows and us getting these bosses so quickly, there may be times where even if your damage sucks, like for example, Assassination Rogue, we may have to have you swap to the ads irregardless, right? Maybe so, maybe not. I don't know. We'll be talking about it, but it's not just so much a blanket statement anymore. Oh, I'm bad at ad damage, so I can never swap. We can't be saying that stuff anymore. We have to look at this stuff very strategically and very intimately for us specifically and what we're trying to achieve. We can't just look at Wowhead and say we know how to do shit anymore. We have to get in there ourselves and see what it looks like for us, and then make our damage profile match what we're seeing. So mechanics. Always swap to ads, please.
I have a quick question.
Sure, go ahead.
Is there gonna be like a quick notes we can reference afterward in case there's something we forget and want to check on?
Yeah, I'm actually streaming this right now. If you want, I can put I'll give you the VOD in anyone's channel if they want. You can look over whatever. It's not gonna be
Appreciate
constant,
it.
I'm lazy as shit, but yeah, I got the VOD available. It's a private thing, so only us can see it.
Gotcha.
Loot is, we try to do loot as fair as possible. I think we might be the fairest guild you've ever seen. I think so, and I stand by that. We have so many people on Loot Council, but in a good way, not just like flooding the gates with everybody and everybody. I think it's a good mix that we found, but it's a mix of officers and different raiders, and we try to keep the people specifically on the council that we think will be as unbiased as possible in our regard, because we're not trying to put the click guy in there, so he votes for his click buddies, and then it skews everything. We try to give out loot Not I don't want to say mostly, but WoW audit plays a huge factor in deciding where the loot goes because numbers are king in this game. But there's other things we factor in, such as like attendance, reliability, performance. That should also plays a role in where we give loot. So even though you may be the mathematically most person for that loot, it doesn't necessarily guarantee you that piece of loot. And I don't want anybody feeling some type of way because they see themselves first on WoW audit and they're like, oh, that's mine, and then they don't get it and now they're mad. If you ever feel any type of way, feel free to whisper me, to whisper 5, because you won't be like his response. But I'll try to give you something like, we were thinking this, we were thinking that. This is why we did this. It's always something objective, I try to think. So if you ever feeling some type of loot, let me know. Or just don't let anybody know. Keep it yourself, preferably.
Are there any changes to the RC buttons this season?
Not unless there's any suggestions, no.
Some of the buttons weren't focusing or like working correctly last season. Like we were clicking for like vault or crest or something like that, and it would come up. I don't remember what it was.
It would come up crest regardless, right? If you put transmog or something.
That's what it was. That's what it was.
I'll look at it and try to clean it up. Don't expect like sweep. I mean, it's gonna be the same basic layout. BIS. If you put BIS, you have to put a note. We want context on why you want what you want. Not just because don't put Wowhead said so. Let us know what's going on. The more context, the better. That's a good way to think about getting a piece of loot. Don't write me a fucking paragraph and make me work. But if you give us good, deep context and details, like, oh, this person knows what the fuck's going on, maybe we'll make more out of that. The yapping during raid is a problem we've had recently during season 3. Not too much, but it's something that's been addressed over and over. So I just want to address it here before the season starts. I'm not saying don't have fun. Have fun. We're going to joke around all the time. That's the point of this raid. We're playing a fucking video game. And my goal, I feel, is to try to make it as fun as possible for you guys, as well as completing the goals that we've set out for ourselves. But I don't want to sacrifice that fun stat at all. I want us to have fun. I want us to joke around. But when pulls are going on, we need everybody to be quiet, no yapping, no joking. And you'll notice I'm bad about it myself. I'll get caught up in the moment and start saying stupid shit. And I'll have an officer tell me to shut up. That's just, I get lost in it too. But we want to keep comms as brief as possible. Like during a pull, for example, if like you got some shit you got to say, I want you to still use comms. Communication is key in this type of game. So I need everybody willing and able to call out whatever they need to call out briefly, bullet point style. I got interrupt on square, like Matheny needs a dispel. Linker's got this soak. Mad, stop standing in fire. Whatever the fuck. Just you say what you got to say, get it out real quick, and be done with it. That's all you got to do. Any questions about raid at all? I know that was a fucking lot. Expectations going on in the raid. Hell.
You talked about VOD review. I just didn't know if you wanted Warcraft. Is Warcraft Recorder required?
Yes. Warcraft Recorder. I hope everybody has it by now. If you don't, look in the post to your channel if you don't have it, and I can link you that guide. Or if you don't want to track it on yourself in the Amber announcements. To get it's free. Just got to sign up with an email, and then you have to give Rising that email so he can connect you to the guild's database list, and then you'll be.
They also have nicknames now, too.
Yeah,
if you know.
You can put whatever you want on there.
Is it part of Archon now?
It is.
Yes and no.
The
Archon app?
It's not happened yet, but it's in the works. Yeah, that's fine. That's awesome too, by the way.
The Archon app doesn't support multiple views right now, so it wouldn't work for VOD review.
Oh, okay.
Just to clarify that, it is required now.
I'm not gonna die on that hill. If anybody feels some type of way about not having it, let's talk about it in our channels. But I would, soft required. I'll say, yeah. More POVs we have, the better. It helps us see more, and those VOD reviews, and if something happened we're confused about, more eyes in the situation is always better. So we can see our POV, see what happened, and strategize about it. So I would most of us are already in there, but I'd like as much as possible. But
unless it breaks, unless it breaks your computer and makes it laggy or DC, it's fine. Probably don't use it.
Yeah, or you use Linux.
Golly.
Sorry. Splits. I don't want us spending any champ or hero crests until after Thursday raid on week 2, like the Mythic week. I'm trying to say the Thursday of Mythic week. Before we go into Mythic, when we decide we're going to go into Mythic and we stop doing the splits or that heroic clear, whichever one it is, that's when I want us to full send crest on whatever our gear looks like then, and that's going to make us as strong as possible going into that Mythic initial clear.
That includes crafting, right?
Sorry?
That includes crafting, right?
Yeah, crafting. So the way we're gonna handle crafting this season, we're gonna hold off the reins a little bit on this season. What you guys put in the spreadsheet or the mom survey, we're gonna go off that for the initial like splits and stuff to give you pieces. We're gonna assume that's gonna be your initial 2 crafting slots. If that anything has changed, let us know and we'll swap it for you at any point, even if it's like day of the raid. I did this instead. Let us know and we'll swap it for you. And we're going to try to use that as a guide for our splits to get everybody as many pieces as possible. But then going forward from that, obviously you just do whatever you're going to do. But for week 2 specifically, I want us to get that huge power spike going into Mythic. Spend all on your alts themselves. Try to get them. I'm asking for 240 minimum eye level on those alts next Wednesday, whatever rate is. And if as close to 250 as possible, as would be splendid. At least 240, but as close to 250. Throw all your crests on your alts. Throw them all into them. Use all the crests you get as immediately when we go in before we go into that raid, so they're as beefy as possible. They'll probably be the carries the initial raid or 2. Delves are a good way to get a free hero priest for each week for your alts. Like Tuesday, if you go do a quick what is it, tier 7? I'm gonna refer to my Delve expert NATO here on this one. I think it's a tier 7. You can get a hero piece, right?
What's that? When they open up?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's 7 or 9. I can't remember like specific, but it's one of those two, and they're both super easy.
I'm pretty sure it's
Are
7.
you whispering down the hall to me? Like
He's focused on healing right now. Just give him a break.
You talking to me? Hello? Is my mic okay?
Hello?
there we go. Okay, a little louder that time.
Oh, my bad. Yeah,
Bass in your voice.
pretty sure it's 7, but
But yeah, that's a free hero piece for our alts as well. Try to park your alts at the entrance of the raid before we get there. It's just that's a time killer, just like the traveling around and bullshit. Try to log out of your alts before raid time, like in front of the raid, so that when it's time to swap over, it's right there, ready to go.
With the different raid entrances, are you going to give us like an order we do them?
Yeah, Void Spar, always Void Spar.
Okay, always first.
During the splits, we will not be dropping cauldrons, but we will be dropping feasts. Try to bring personal flasks, and same logic as the enchants. If you have to use rank 2s because the rank 3s are just fucking insane, do that. But you'll have to bring your own pots, what's the fucking word? Flask. I'm sorry, flask. You have to bring your own flasks and pots for the splits. I know a lot of people have made many of them, just leveling. So those are good sources as well. But won't be dropping cauldrons that first week and a half there. So as we get into Mythic, that's when the cauldron will stop. We'll drop a pot and a flask cauldron every week. Every raid, I'm sorry. During the splits, when we get into Heroic, we're not going to be wasting a bunch of time on there wiping and stuff like that. If we get to a boss and it looks like it's going to be like a slog prog type of situation, we're just going to pull the ripcord. We're not trying to waste time. If it's determined that's needed, we're just going to get all on mains and we're going to push the Heroic out from there. I got a schedule here. I'm going to post it in Amber discussion. All right, there it is. All right, so week 1, which is March 17th, there's our plans. What we're going to do, we're going to do split A first, going into split B on normals. And then Wednesday, we're going to clean up whatever's left. And then go into Heroic, start our Heroic splits. And then Monday, we're going to clean up whatever's left on Heroic. And then kind of rinse and repeat on week 2, except we're going to start on Hero instead of normal. We may do normal, depending on the tier set situation. But like, you get 2 pieces of tier free from like, you get 2 catalyst charges. You get one for the 2K, and then the one for, shit, someone help me out. You just get a natty cata charge. That's right. Just a random natty cata charge. So you have those 2 at your disposal. So we're going to try to get you 2 tier pieces in the raid. And that'll theoretically get you that 4-piece, and we'll consider you complete at that point. Our goal is to get everybody 4-piece as quickly as possible, and only after that point will we start worrying about upgrading your tier slots at that point. Please, on your mains, at least on your main. I mean, alts too, if you got the time, fuck it. But on your mains, try to do LFR. I know it'll feel bad if you get an LFR tier slot and then you're sitting there with that fucking veteran slot and people are getting hero pieces. I know that feels bad, but it's for the benefit of the team. The more people we have with tier pieces, the quicker we'll get everybody with that 4 set. The quicker we'll get you out of that vet slot and into a hero piece. But
hey, I don't know if you know this, but like if you get 4-piece, you start getting the currency from content. So then you can just like upgrade a hero piece or whatever.
The currency?
Yeah, like if you do, that's why you need to do
Catalyst
LFR.
charge.
Like if you get 4-piece, the sooner you do that, the sooner you start earning catalyst charges.
There you go. All the better.
Yeah.
Does anybody have any questions about splits, the schedule, the groups?
I have a question. I know there's people that are playing the same spec and class for splits, and I know they're waiting like on their ball or whatever for their loot. How is that gonna work for loot for those people also during raid?
Splits are getting 0 loot.
Okay.
Only our mains get loot. All the split alt characters are just there to inflate the loot drop so that we can just funnel all of that into our raids, our raider alt mains. So if you're a main in whichever split, if you're on your main, you are going to be proud loot in that group specifically. And on your alt group, you are going to be not. You're going to be passing loot. You're going to be sad.
I think he means more like what if there's like a situation where raid A, your main gets like no loot drops from your main, but then, you know, your supposed split alt could become your main.
Because of the
would
ball.
they receive
Or, yeah.
loot?
No,
Spell
you
me.
decide which account to bring as your main, then we decide which account to give the loot, then the other one just gets 0.
Yeah, if you get insanely unlucky like that, like if you're, I think Lindry's doing it, right? Yeah, Lindry's playing double DK, for example, and I think he's even mentioned possibly playing his alt instead of the main if it gets better gear. Let's say week 1, this first split, so March 18th, 19th, Lindry main gets nothing the entire week, and we do the raids and everything. Hero and normal, he's got nothing. He's fucking sad. And then we get to the vault for the next week in week 2, and he's got no vault, but his alt got a fucking crazy ass trinket or whatever the fuck, and he wants to swap to his alt. So he would just let us know before week 2's raids, and we would just swap the main and alt's positions. We would just swap the main and alt's positions in the split, so that the alt becomes the main becomes the alt, and we'll try to funnel that alt, the new main, gear on that week 2 and then week 3 and shit. Is that what you're asking?
Yes.
That's pretty much all I got for the raid specifically. No more questions about that. I got one more thing to talk about, and then we can move on to the fights. All right, hell yeah, love you guys. Just talk about. I talked about this in the other team as well, and I'm only bringing this up not because I think it's an issue or not because I fear it will be an issue. Just because we've had between both teams a lot of new people. And I just want to make sure everybody's on the same page on what we're looking for to build as a community, as a guild, and as in both teams. I don't want any toxicity between either teams or in between the teams. None of the weird like toxic comparisons between the two teams. We're like don't hold it over their head. We're gonna be further progress than they are. It's naturally. But I don't want you like holding over it like they're bad because they're not 7 out of 8 mythic yet or whatever the fuck we are. Like it's 2 different teams with 2 completely different goals, so it's not really even a fair comparison to begin with, right? If you receive toxicity from them, likewise, please let me know somehow. DM me, channel, whatever you feel most comfortable with. But let me know. And I ask now that you just try to always take the high road in that situation. Let me know, and I'll take care of that shit because I'm really trying to make sure this is not a thing at all. It's always those who've known me longest know I've always wanted like 2 teams in a guild, and I think that's awesome that we finally gotten there. And I'm just really trying to take care of my baby here. So I want to make sure these two teams are getting along, and they have been. For those who are really, really new, we've had people on this team helping out the other team a lot and help them with their prog. Last season was their first season ever existing, so they had like natural growing pains and like roster issues, and like a lot of people here stepped up a lot, and I'm extremely grateful for that, helping them get where they are now. And I feel like they're pretty stable now, and shit, maybe someday that they can return the favor on our side and help us if we ever need it or whatever, you know. But that's the kind of environment I'm hoping to have and build in the community I want between the two teams. Like, we're just kind of propping each other up, and none of that weird like finger pointing and shit like that. Y'all know what I'm trying to say. Joking's obviously fine. Okay, I know some people joke like edgy jokes and shit like that. I mean, I'm not trying to kill that stuff. You know, your vibe is your vibe, and we're all adults here. We all know the difference between like joking in a toxic manner and non-toxic jokes. So you just kind of know your audience and know who you're talking to, and just keep it pertained and within that is all I ask. We do guild events a lot. So those are always like cross teams plus people who aren't in the teams. We do those a lot. We did a housing event, I think was the last one. We'll probably do another one like that. Once people like get their houses more leveled up and stuff, these houses are like crazy, getting kind of crazy big at level 9. It's like triple what it used to be. So it's kind of neat to see what people do on the inside. So we'll probably do the housing event at some point, maybe late season of season 1. And last thing I want to say, just to reiterate, no politics, no like hot topic like issues. I don't want nothing that's going to get somebody G quitting over. You know what I'm saying? Again, we're all adults. Know your audience. If you guys want to talk about that stuff in the channel, like, who am I to stop you, right? I just asked, like, in public spaces, things like that. Let's just keep it to a minimum or at a bare none. And we're all just here to play a video game. You know what I mean? No one cares what we all think or believe. So let's just kill some pixels and collect some loot. Any questions over anything? If not, hop into my stream.
Oh, Matt, sorry. Are you expecting also for the mythic like to fill up our ball with our alts also for the split? Because I know you said like in week 2 maybe aim for 10s.
If you can, that'd be nice. But I'm not gonna. No, I'm not gonna make that a requirement. No, that's too. I personally don't feel splits are the key to Hall of Fame, and I do think there's benefit in them, and I think we're exploring those benefits, but I'm not trying to make it like a fucking new job and a weird. It's already a lot with the renowns and shit like that we're trying to min-max our mains and stuff. But like, if you got time, you want to do your vault with your alt, hell yeah. But if you don't, I'm not gonna. It's not gonna kind of get you. As long as it's 240, that's all I ask. If you need a vault to do that, then shit, get on that. All right, everybody looking at my stream here? I'm not gonna insult you. I know everybody's looked at this fight already. I hope. I just want to give you a big, quick rundown of what I think we're gonna be going as soon as we get there. How do I see how many people? 20. Okay, I think it's everybody. I'm on the wrong boss. So y'all know the tic-tac-toe boss. Y'all know this. He spawns 3 ads randomly. The tank's going to get a group soak. We're going to have it assigned in the NS, so you're going to get told to soak or not. Most likely, I'm not exactly sure how it's going to fucking communicate that, but one way or another, you're going to get told to soak or not to soak. So if you are going to get told to soak, you're going to get in the tank soak. Your tank's going to take it to the ad, so the ad's in it, and people are going to soak with the tank. Ad's going to get deleted. We're all zerging the boss, by the way, during this time. And then the second tank will taunt immediately and take it to the next ad. And then the next group will have their NS shit, tell them to soak, and you'll soak, and we'll all be happy. And then that last ad's going to claim the spot. He does like a big, like a bunch of swirlies art coming out. Y'all see my cursor, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, it's like swirlies like up, and then it's like a star coming out. So you have to dodge those swirlies. A bunch of ads are going to spawn. We want to move the boss. Whoever's got the boss tanks, move it way across that spawn portal. And then somewhere in the middle here, anywhere in here is probably fine. The ad tank will pick up the ads and kind of just get them all populated in this area. And we're going to blow these ads up. The little ones, when they get low, they're going to start running towards the portal and they'll full heal off of it. So we're going to have slows, ring of peace, stuns, anything. I'm not going to coordinate it. I don't think we need to. They're probably going to just fucking blow up. Mythic, maybe it's something we look at, again, a stun or two, like on Demi platforms, but I don't see it being too much an issue, especially first boss. This dude, what does he do? He tries. He heals, I think, right? He heals when he gets low. So make sure we have to interrupt him. And then the other dude we just beat up in the face. So that's first boss. No questions? Awesome. Second boss, This is going to be the first one. A lot of these fights we're going to split in like 2 teams, it seems. This is going to be the first one. I don't know if we have to like group 1, group 2 left, group 3, group 4 right. I don't know if it's going to go that hard or if we're just going to be like, I don't know. We'll see. But theoretically, I'm going to assume we're going to go 2 teams left, 2 teams right? So the tank's going to get hit with a big group, a soak. Tank's going to get hit in soak, and it's going to do like the donut thing from the Court of Stars, you know? Damn, did I put it in here? I thought I did. Guess not. I'm lazy. But it does like the donuts out. It hits the tank, and then it out here starts a donut, and then another layer, you know, and so on and so forth. So every tank soak, it's going to do that, dodge that, and then it's going to do the next tank soaks to the next wall, do that, dodge that. It does 4 of these in total. The first 2 is spawn the walls. The next 2 just keep spawning the donuts. You keep dodging. After that, the ad spawn. I want us to kind of be in the middle, ranged and healers. Congregate here in the middle as this phase is happening. So if the ad fixates you, whichever wall the ad is closest to, I want you to go to that side. So like if I'm this guy and this ad targets me, I'm gonna quickly run to this wall. I'm not gonna make it cross over the entire thing. I'm gonna go to the side that ad's on, and we're just gonna go there and play it that way. And all the other DPS, I need you to not kill these things when they're not next to a wall, but also we can kill them if we are ready to push them, grip them, knock them into the wall. Because when they die, they sit there and do the little swirly thing like you see in the picture here. There's like a good couple seconds where they sit there and do that before they blow up. So during that time, you can knock them back and whatever into the wall. So just be aware and be ready to do that. A lot of people have knockbacks now. So that's going to come in clutch, getting these little fuckers against the wall. It's going to take 2 to blow the wall up. I think it's 1 in normal, but we don't care about normal. It takes 2 to blow up the wall, so make sure you get 2 on each side. And then if you're on left or right, you're going to go to each side here to dodge the beam. And then just rinse and repeat. Third fight, it starts out... This fight's basically 4 mechanics. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then it goes to the damage amp. And then rinse and repeat. So the first 2 mechanics are the orbs that spawn. You've probably seen that, I'm sure. And then the 4 the ads. If y'all ever done Razagath from Dragonflight, it's the exact same thing. Actually, the boss from Murder's Row, that first boss. We have to interrupt, CC, stun, whatever, just to get rid of it off the field. Same thing here. So when these little ghosts spawn, just throw it an interrupt, throw it a stun, whatever you can, and it just goes away. Meanwhile, these orbs respawn. I want the tank who's got the boss to tank it kind of close to the orb. The goal is here that the orb doesn't hit the boss. It's not threatening that, nor, but we also can cleave off it with our melee and range in here. We can cleave off both the boss and the orb at the same time. And when the orb gets like 10%, tank to the next orb. And then same thing, max cleave that bitch down. So we can maximize the damage on the boss, you know, the entire time. And after that happens, you'll get a puddle and this. And this is where the big damage of the phase is. So this is where you want your personals used. If you get this thing right here, it does a good chunk of damage to you. Use a personal. If you get this thing right here, this puddle, it does a lot. It's like a dot. It does a lot of damage, especially on heroic. So use a personal. Healers, be scared of this part. So this is the same as Soulbinder, as you can see. Just if you get it, just run out. Just make sure line them up so you're not hitting anybody. If you get a puddle, same shit. Just run it away. So it's gonna be a lot of puddles in the fight before the fight ends. So be mindful of that. If you're switching the first puddles, take them way out. As well as talking about earlier. Way out, take half that shit off the map, and then that way the next guy with the puddle can bring it in easily as well. But like I said, it's like 1, 2, 1, 2, and then damage amp. Same as Gallywix when you start the fight, you know, with just a little laser bullshit. Exact same thing. We're probably gonna lust on pull, but the strat mythic may be to save lust for this part. I don't know. If you have cooldowns coming up around this time, I would definitely recommend holding them for this damage amp, and then you blow them up here. But we're gonna lust and everything on pull most likely. Any questions on the first 3 bosses?
Do we know how much the amp is?
25%, I think. And someone correct me. I'm probably wrong, but that number's in my head. 20 or 25, I want to say.
Saldahar loves damage amps.
I love some damage amps.
Or timer, like a what timer that the damage amp starts.
Let me do this boss next. Alright, after that boss in Void Spire is the Double Dragon boss. This boss is going to have us wiping by melee every week. It's going to be great. The normal dragon mechanics apply. They like brought him back, so don't never be behind a dragon because you'll get tail swiped and you'll get knocked back and stunned, and it's just no one's having fun. We're all laughing at you. And don't be in front of the dragon because he does a cone, right? Dragons often do, and both of them this applies to, right? So one
Classic.
dragon is flying around and not movable, and the other dragon is like on the ground, and the tank has control of where he goes, right? And I'm pretty sure the flying dragon is just always over here. They'll swap spots when the intermission happens, and he'll come here and fly. Fight starts out. He's gonna pick a melee, a random melee, and he's gonna point this frontal at that melee. I'm not gonna bother turning that. That's a lot of energy. But he's gonna aim with that melee, so you can have this frontal on everybody here. So you gotta run over here with the frontal, aim it up and down, and then once he does that, the tank will take over, melee run back. The only thing this guy does, his frontal is like he'll spawn a ball, and the tank has to face the raid with it. And we need like, I think it's 5 people has to soak it. I'm sure it's scaled with like normal and whatnot, but the number was 5. You need like 5 people to get in the ball, and then it's okay, and it'll hit the wall, like cause a big void zone of where it was aimed. So that's kind of cool, but be mindful of that. This dragon, his main mechanic is like he'll shoot a ball. If you see it range, like coming at you, like behind you, like, you know, the other tank's probably getting you to step in it. So soak that once it goes through you. But back to this dude. After the Dread Breath, he's going to do like a pulse knockback frontal on the tank. Yeah. And wherever that tank ends up at the end of that frontal knockback is where this little void zone is going to spawn, and it's going to do a pulling suction on everybody who's inside it. So everybody here is going to have to run outside the pole tether here, as well as damage the little void orbs that spawn. And these just have to be damaged down. You just got to blow them up. So we have to kill the void orb the tank spawned, as well as all the void orbs that spawned underneath our feet, as we're running out of this big tether here that's like constantly pulling us in. They don't have a lot of health. They should die pretty easily. Just blow them up. Don't ignore them. And tank any any movement prevention. Like Death Knights can just ignore this and put it under here to the boss. Warriors can maybe time it so that you're pushed back and then charge in right before. You know, I'm sure there's tech to try to not have the orb out here in Africa. So do that, please. Yeah, 5 people. That's the thing I was talking about. The frontal on this boss here. And then after that, they'll fly in the air, and like a little Shaw will come down. It looks like the Shaw from Mr. Pandaria. We just got to blow that thing up. It's like a Raz intermission, you know, where the longer we're in there, the ramping dot on their whole raid goes. It's kind of the same kind of thing. Just got to kill this thing before that dot gets too crazy. As well as people will get circles. Just kind of take your circle out to the edge and let it go out there. Everybody else who doesn't have a circle, don't be in that. Be in the middle. Be safe. Be happy. And then, like I said, when they come back down, they'll come back, and he'll be flying, but he'll be over here, and then this guy will be over here. And it's the same basic mechanics, and it's just rinse and repeat. All right. The Paladin. Any questions about that, boss? Awesome.
Our range on like the flying one? Is that the idea of it?
That's kind of the idea. I'm pretty sure they share health though, don't they?
No, they don't share house. If their house is over 10% with
that's right. Yeah, that's
like
right.
each other, they get buffed.
You're right. Yes. So we need to make sure and watch their health and make sure they're not more than 10%. Thank you. That's right. I'm thinking of this boss. So yeah, we'll probably have ranged. We're gonna be maintaining, but yeah, the one that's flying has to be hit by range. So that's most likely gonna be the thing here. Range on this guy, melee on the other guy. On this one, these guys share health. I'm pretty sure. That's All right, this fight's cool as fuck, actually. We're going to lust on pull, and we're going to hold our CDs for 8 seconds until their bubbles down. If you didn't know, whenever you bubble this fight, whenever you lust on this fight, 2 of them react instantly and will bubble, and the third one will react and pop wings on herself. So we're going to lust on pull, but you're not going to pop CDs or potions or nothing. You're going to wait that 8 seconds out. And then when bubbles down, that's when you blow your load. You pop all your pots and DPS pots, or potions, cooldowns, I'm trying to say. And cleave. The way we're going to approach this fight, keep in mind these strats are subject to change. Every single one is subject to change from when we get to mythic strats and we see more of the fights and we see what's like the accepted meta best strat to do. All of this may change, right? But this is specifically for like week 1 and probably week 2. Go into normal and heroic. And what we're going to do on this boss is we're going to take them to the edge. So if you look at this map, this is the entrance, right, where we come in. So right across from the entrance is going to be 12 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 9 o'clock. Yeah, you get it? So we're going to take the bosses after our lust bullcrap. We're going to take them to 3 o'clock here. And we're just going to hold the bosses there. periodically she's going to run away on a big old elephant and she's going to put a shield on herself and start casting something. We need to just DPS her shield down and interrupt it. You see this mechanic on Mythic Pluses everywhere. At the same time, 4 or 5 people are going to get circles underneath them. They're going to get shields thrown at them. So if like this dude take this circle over here, that shield's going to go through all these people and hit them as well. So make sure you take your circles out to the side. Let the shield go out there. And as likewise, if I'm a healer here, I'm not going to stand in the way. I'm going to help my buddy out and give him space to do what he's got to do. But that's the 2 main mechanics that are happening at first. When the first one's going to reach 100% is going to be this one. I think it's the commander. I don't know. It doesn't matter. It's this one. She's going to ult first, but we see their energy. This is kind of like a Raz again. So the tank, whoever's tank on this one, when it gets to about 90, you're going to pre-move and you're going to run her up here as shown. Right before, like this between the 12 and whatever this is, 2 o'clock, I guess, whatever. And if you put her like exactly here, she's going to do the shield bullshit. We're just all going to dodge this. I'm pretty sure the tank gets out, by the way. I know I have you in here, but I'm pretty sure you run out for this and go back in. But the reason you move her over here is 1, to get this away from us, but 2, whenever they finish their ult, they leave a consecrate in the ground. But that consecrate is actually smaller than the ult range. So we're going to try to use that to our benefit. And hopefully if we do it right, these guys never have to move at all until the 3rd ult, hers, which she's a caster. So she's kind of annoying to move. So we just have her pre-move the entire fight. And then she's going to ult here. And then we'll move the bosses down here as a result. And then repeat, rinse, repeat. But we're not there yet. So the next guy will ult after that. Tank will run this dude back. And then the other tank will... About as this one ult ends, this guy will be around 90%. So as soon as this ult ends, the other tank's looking to pre-move this guy. And you want to take him right on the edge of the consecrate here. Put him right on the edge of the piss. And then he'll do his ult right there. And what he does is like an Avenging Wrath. Just don't be in the thing. You'll take more damage or something. I'm pretty sure the tank runs out too. I'm not too sure what tanks do, but pretty sure you run out and come back in either way. During this time, the circles turn into soaks, and this will be guided by your weak aura, the weak aura, the add-on, the NS add-on. It's going to tell you when to soak and when not to soak. So just listen to the add-on, and remember when the big old red circle pops, that's when the soak circles are about to happen. So just go to the soak circle you're supposed to go to, soak them. It takes like 3 to 4 people. And then after that, she'll get to 100 energy and she'll ult. Oh, also, I'm sorry. On this right here, big defensive angle. We're going to put a bunch of healing cooldowns, DR, aura mastery. I want everyone using personals here. Because not only do you take damage split amongst how many people soaked them. So let's say this one only had 2 people. Those 2 are getting fucking whacked. Even 3 people are going to take some chunky damage. So pop defensives, and also right after these soaks go off, it spawns a shit ton of like Blessed Hammers, you know, from Diablo 3, or I think the Prot Pally has that spell with the Blessed Hammers. There's a bunch of fucking hammers rolling around in here from each soak, so it's chaos in here. So you're probably going to get by a hammer. So have health pots, have defensives ready, survive this part here. Bad overlap. Sucks. And then after that, she ults, and I don't think she does anything. She's just stupid. She just stands there and just prays, and we're beating up her friends over here. But when she ults, that's our cue to move them back, and we're just going to rinse repeat. So this is just like the start of the fight again, and then you're going to pre-move her here for the ult. Same thing. You're going to do the move her here, and then they'll probably be dead before then, but that's the layout of that fight. Any questions? Alright, last one here. The other raid, the one boss, the one with the trinket literally everybody wants. How many specs in the game? 36, I think, right? 35 specs want this as their best, this trinket. Which is insane. This is the other boss, which is like 1, 2, 1, 2, and then it goes through. Gonna do a big group soak to the side, and these people, if you remember the first boss or the second boss off of Nubar Palace, he did a frontal on like half the raid, and that team like went down to the void zone and did like shit with ads and whatnot. It's kind of just that. So that he does like a circle here that we're gonna get in. I'm pretty sure it's the tank circle. Tank takes his team. We're gonna have the NS add-on's gonna tell you to go down or not. Just listen to it. Half the team's gonna go on the portal, and you go down to the void zone where a bunch of ads are gonna spawn. Excuse me. A bunch of ads are going to spawn, and I'm pretty sure it's this big dude. We couldn't quite verify for sure, but I'm pretty sure it's this big bastard. He spawns like this big old just piss. He just pisses all over the floor randomly and intervals, like blah. He leaves it here. So wherever he's going, he's gonna leave down puddles. This one may do it too, but it looked like just the big guy did it. But just be aware of that. Tanks, try to put them like if they spawn over here, maybe not cross the room like I have it showing here. You know, just fucking lining the entire room with the piss. But just be aware of that piss shit. As well as like people who get these donuts here, you can clear the piss with as long as it's in your circle. Use a defensive on this, but you see how this guy's getting two piss puddles? He's gonna clear out both of these, so you can 100% double dip with this shit. And like, if you stand in it, that's great. But if you get in between them, you can knock out 2 for 1 here. So always try to do that if you're chosen with these things, especially if your tank's dumb like I made this tank and he just crossed the entire room with it. Try to clear that out and help him out immediately. You can see I put here, I should have done this in the first boss too. The big dude, the tank, you always want to keep him facing away from the ads, away from the raid, I'm sorry, because he does a frontal like it says here. This guy, he's the guy, this big dude is like a Shaw, and you want everybody needs to observe him as soon as he spawns. He does an interrupt, like on those guys in, I think it's Magister's Terrace. The Terror Wave bullshit, it's kind of like that. He's got to interrupt that bullshit and zerg him down. When we do interrupts things, like as a general note in raid, try not to interrupt things unless like specified to do so, right? But as a general note, don't interrupt things like as soon as it starts casting. When a mob is casting, it's like it's stunning itself for you. It's sitting there not doing anything except casting, right? So you're not taking damage, you're not doing it's free. It's just free real estate. So try to not interrupt until like towards the later end of a cast. It's like as a general note, right? Don't let something go off, but you know, maybe not interrupt as soon as it casts. It's a free stun for us. But he does a big cast. Make sure we get it interrupted. Don't let that fear go off. Take Tremor Totem in case. And the little guys, just leave them down. No one gives a shit. Once you kill these ads, they all have a big shield on them. And once we get rid of that shield, it effectively puts them at 50% health. And they will pop upstairs. So the other guys that didn't take the soak, these ads will stop populating like right around this area. And then the DPS upstairs will have to turn around and kill the ads because they're going to start immediately like going towards the boss. So we're going to want like Earthbind Totems. We want slows, whatever we got. Mage, throw your cocks out, make them slow. We don't want them hitting the boss. So just when they get 50%, they pop up from the down round, and we got to finish them off up there. And then after we're done with we do 2 rotations of that, up, down, up, down. Each group has a chance to go down. He'll fly in the air, and it's basically like Razagath. If you've done that fight, he'll just kind of you'll see like or Fyrak is another good one. He actually does the same little like indicator of showing you where he's gonna fly as Fyrak did, and he'll just leave piss all over the place. Some people will get the debuff to soak, try to soak piss. Always prio the middle here. We don't care about this puddle as much as we do this one, right? But at the same time, ads are spawning, so tanks need to pick them up. Try to keep 1 tank for each of these if possible. Maybe they don't do shit. You can tank both. I'm not quite sure. I'm just trying to play safe. But pick them up, face them away from the raid. Everybody's cleaving these fucking things down, killing them ASAP, and then we're gonna go back to phase 1. There's a nasty dot here. I forget if the ad cast it or where it comes from, but there's a big dot they were warning about. So we'll have healing cooldowns to accommodate, but just be aware of that, healers, and heal people. Any questions about any boss? About anything said? The last boss, the Crown of the Cosmos, I shamelessly stole a raid plan and linked the YouTube video kind of giving context to everything. I invite you to look over that. But I mean, we're going as normal and heroic, so we're just going to have to learn it as we get in there with everybody else. But yeah, that's it, man. I'll be your guide to CE this season.
Just before we all go, I guess I just want to add something. During raid, questions are always welcome, but try to ask intelligent questions, because we had people asking how I dodge a rock or how many goals are there in the 3rd phase or whatever. Please do your homework and don't ask stupid questions. And if you have a class-specific question, you can either like DM the other person who plays the same class, that you can like figure that out amongst yourself. And if you feel shy or don't want to speak in public pause, you can always like DM either me or Matheny to discuss, oh, how do I do this mechanic, right? Then we can always go and help you.
You can use your personal channel too.
Yep. whatever you're most comfortable with. My door is always open. I want everybody here listening to my voice right now to succeed. So if there's any questions you got, anything you're nervous about, I'm not sure how this fight works, fucking ask me. I would love the chance to help you out, and we can talk about it, joke around, and hopefully you'll feel better about it afterwards. But whatever we got to do to help ourselves get in there confidently and just fucking destroy some fucking pixels.
Are there specific officers you want people going to for specific issues, or is everybody kind of generally everything?
Everybody kind of, whoever you feel most comfortable with would be my own, my direction there. Anybody for anything. And if one of us doesn't feel equipped to the question, we'll recommend who we do feel is more better to help you out.
It was your chance to say 5.
Yeah, everybody go to 5 for everything, please. The smaller the issue, the better.
The bigger the crash out, the better.
I'll go to Chunky, the shadow officer.
Hell yeah, under an hour too. That's all I got, man. You ain't got to stay no more. I appreciate your time on this, and I'm looking forward to playing with everybody. Make sure you get your Mythic Zeros done on both characters.
Later.
GG's.
Yo, Matt.
GG's. So we split up into groups now?
Yo, so I would assume that we should just walk in, start pulling the boss. Okay, good. That's it.
Yeah, that's the goal. We walk in and just
Yeah, that's the goal. Walk in, start fucking pulling the boss.
We're gonna drop
exactly.
We're gonna ready check, and we're gonna get some goddamn loot.
Yeah, thing Mom just said about stupid questions.
So that was a relevant question. I need us.
We're not in raid yet, so it's okay.
You could ask me if that was a stupid question. I'm your friend. I would have told you the truth.
No, we just say, okay, fine. But someone's gonna say, okay, can someone explain this? No. I just want to be clear that we're just gonna go in and crank.
Don't listen to them, man. Thank you for that question.
Yeah, I was gonna tell you it's not a stupid question.
Yeah.
Matt, ask me.
Oh.